Hello, everyone. Welcome to our platform today. We are going to talk about the most powerful way to think about money. We know that money, is in the heads of a lot of people. It's like eating, right? We need to eat, so it's in our head, and so it's the same with money. Without money, we cannot do anything really, because in our society, money is the way we exchange goods for services. So, what is the most powerful way to think about money? What do you think? I personally think the most powerful way to think about money is about seeing money as a spiritual affair. Yes, yes. A lot of people don't see that. And this is the secret of the Jewish people. Why Jewish people have been so successful with money? It's because while others, like some Christians, the majority of the Christians, they will see money, even though they have the same Bible, the same seven books, they will see money, as, oh no, it's greedy, you shouldn't like money and things like that. The Jewish people, they are completely the opposite. Like, yes, yes, you should want money, you should like money, because when you want money, you like money, it means that you're doing a lot of good in society. It means that you are helping your fellow human being, to make his life easier. And the Jews think like this, right? That when we help, and it's like that actually, right? When we help one of God's children, when we help one of God's son daughters to live better in this earth, God is happy. So because God is happy, God will compensate us. So that's the mindset, the Jewish mindset, and the mindset of other people who are not Jewish as well, but they have understood that. They have understood that money is a representation, of how much good you're doing in the world. Contrary to some beliefs, to some other people's beliefs, that they think that, especially the people that are poor, right? They think like, oh, this person is rich, because they have cheated someone, they have done unethical things to get to the level which they are. And that's farther from the truth. Yes, of course, there are people who do unethical things, always, people with money and people as well without money, who try, to get money doing unethical things, and then they don't get money. So those type of people exist, regardless of how much, or regardless of their money status, how much money they have, their social status. So there's not that direct correlation. To be honest, I don't know who really came up with that direct correlation, between having money, being rich, and having done unethical things. I've never that never occurred to me. I think that it's all based on our beliefs, on how we were raised, and the things that we grew up listening to. Because for me, the way I grew up was always in a way that, wow, that person has money, it's rich, because they have learned. First of all, they have learned a skill, that they use to help others, and because they help others, then as a reward, right, they get compensated with a lot of money. So it's not it has never been my association, when it comes to money. The way of my thinking when it comes to money, it has never about doing unethical things about to get money. It was the opposite. It was really about working hard, doing a job of excellence, a service, a service of excellence, using the time that God has on earth for me and for each one of us to serve, to do an excellent job, and to serve our neighbors, to serve another human beings, with the skills that we have gained and we have mastered. So I think that is the most powerful way to think about money, because when you think about that, I mean, when you think like that, you don't then think in a greedy way. You don't think like, oh, I just want money, 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 money. That's not what you think about. What you think about is, how can I help people? How can I help majority of the people? Each day from the moment I wake up, which activities can I do so that I help people? I help people to live better in with their physique, with their mindset, with entertainment, putting a smile on their face. If we think about money as an extension, of our spirituality, as an extension of our being as human beings, of our experience, of our experience on this planet Earth, then all the money on the universe, will come to us, will be abundant, because we will attract it. Not because we are focusing on money, we are attracting money, but because we are doing something that the universe loves, which is generating a lot of good, which is doing good. And as a reward, you get compensated. This is why this way of thinking, it's a way of thinking that is against communism. Actually, communism is against these principles, and then it's against the principle really of the universe, of God. Because why should someone who have not provided a lot of value on society, why should they be having the same amount of money than someone who has, you know so that's against nature's law, that's against universal law, that's against God's law, God's principles, because if you don't wake up in the morning, what we say in Spanish, we say que madruga Dios le ayuda. That means who wakes up early, God helps them. So why should someone who is the whole day, lying down in bed or playing video games, watching Netflix, doing nothing, why should God help them the same way as someone who wakes up at 4, 5, 6 in the morning, and starts the day by helping themselves, to feel better, and then to help others, to serve others? Why should that be the same? So it's not the same. So I think, for those of you who may have this communist mindset, I would like to encourage you to think about it. To think about it. Those of you who may have limiting beliefs about money, such as the limiting beliefs that I expressed before, that money, rich people, they have done something bad. They haven't done unethical things to get money. I would like to encourage you to start shifting those beliefs, and start adopting this new belief, that those people who have a lot of health, who are rich, have are making better use of their spirituality, are making better use of the first command of all, love your neighbor thyself, because they are taking care of themselves, and at the same time they are taking care of their neighbor, right? So think about money. I would like to encourage you. Of course, it's always your decision, your mindset. But think about money. In this uplifting, in this powerful, in this spiritual way. And don't think that if you get a lot of money, you'll get greedy. You'll get evil. And so don't think like that. Or if people will think of you that, oh, you are a bad person, you are evil, you have done an unethical thing. Don't think like that. If you're focused, remember that money just makes you more of what you are. So if you are greedy, bad person, you have things, you will be doing more. And if you are a good person, you like helping people, you will be outrageous generous. You will be exercising outrageous generosity. So really, think about, don't think so much, yeah, of course, money, think about money, but not so much about money, but really about how can you be of use to society in the most wildest thinkable way. I mean, in the sense of generating the biggest impact that you can generate. Helping the most amount of people that you can help. How can you do that? Which skill do you have? It can be any skills. Which is entertaining. It can be educational. There are different ways. Which skill do you have, or even maybe you have several skills, but it's always good to focus on one, to harness one, and then to move on to the next. Which skill can you use really to help create as much as good as possible in the world, and to help your human fellow as much as possible in the world, to help to help as many as possible in the least amount of time, because remember, life on this earth is it's very short. The amount of time that we have. It's not like before in the biblical times. People would live like almost 200 years, and even before, like almost 1000 years. We live in different times, so each day is a blessing. So let's start up our days, with an uplifting spirit, uplifting energy, and thinking about how first can I help myself, by being in a good mood, uplifting myself, and doing something that I really genuinely enjoy. And at the same time, how can I help others, by using that I generally like doing, using that to help others, to put it of a service to others. Yeah. So that's my video for today. It seems like there is this trend going on, with these titles. So I was like, let me share my 2 cents. I think a little bit. I haven't. I've only listened to one actually. I haven't listened to the other ones, but I think mine has a little bit of a spiritual touch, spiritual approach, because as I say, that's the most powerful way to think about money. See you in the next video, my dears. Bye.